Bushido Gang. What's up, guys? It's Attack on Samurai, and welcome to week 4 of my draft league, the Bushido Gang Draft League. So, week 4, this was the week where any of the players could trade with their with other coaches, or they can grab a mon from the free agency and pick any mons that were left behind in the draft. So a couple people did make some trades, including myself, but I will be discussing those trades right after these games. So the only game that did not happen this week was my game against the Dubai Dragapult, coached by DMX. Unfortunately, he had some internet difficulties and he was not able to play. So unfortunately, he had to forfeit for week 4, which will actually be his first loss of the draft league so far. However, he still has a much higher differential compared to everybody else so far. So, without further ado, let's dive into these games. So, for week 4, we got the Fire Nation coached by Bible, and we have the Sunset Lakes Septiles coached by Ace Trainer Eric. So let's see what's gonna happen in this one. Looking at the matchup, for one, Eric actually brought Morpico, which is actually the first time he's brought it throughout the whole league. So this will be interesting. Morpico actually has a pretty good shot at beating his team. Looking at it, same with the Rillaboom too. I think Rillaboom plus Morpico could go crazy here. The Darm is definitely going to be pretty key in breaking through, or just honestly, it could just be a very aggressive mon. Oh yeah, so another thing, I allowed Bible to keep Cinderace, but he can only have it be Blaze, since Cinderace did get banned recently, for Smogon OU. The mon's hidden ability, Libero, is just very strong for it, and since he got banned, I was just like, yeah, you can't keep it. So or you can't have it with Libero. So yeah, it's still pretty strong without Libero though. So I think he'll manage. There's some crazy stuff he could do here with this. This could be like a sticky web team, or this could just be like belly drum, some kind of like belly drum set maybe, or it could be like unburdened, some stuff with that, since he's got the Indeedee as well with the psychic surge. We'll see how this goes. So turn 1. That is tough. That is even worse. So the Fire Nation are going to get a really huge advantage here, and they're going to get a lot of good turns going for them right here. So the first 3 turns are already crazy. So as you can see, in the first 3 turns, Morpico literally got forced out, and Hazards are up now, and also his Runerigus is now burned. So the Septiles are kind of behind right now already off the bat, and the Fire Nation are going to get a lot of momentum off this. So let's see how they're going to take advantage of this. So they're going to switch and bring in the Ace as they go for the burn. So the Septiles try to go for a burn to catch something, but Ace comes in, which could take it. Now the thing about Ace is that now that it's just Blaze, it's just pure fire typing, so it can't actually switch up its typing anymore. So I probably should have mentioned that to everybody as well, so I do apologize for not saying that ahead of time. So Eric probably doesn't know that the Ace isn't Libero, but he'll probably find out soon. I'm pretty sure he just found out right now from seeing that. So he's going to Yui here, and that's going to do a lot to the Gastrodon. He's actually Helmet on that, and he's Life Orb Ace. Okay, so the Fire Nation bring out the Quagsire. Here comes a Scald. It's actually unaware Quag, so that's cool. Here comes the Indeedee. Is he going to Scald again? Or he goes for the Toxic. That was a really good Toxic there. So unless he has some way of recovery, which I don't think he does, Indeedee getting Toxic is actually very good for him. So the Septiles are going to get a pretty good advantage off this. Here comes a Dazzling Gleam. That's a lot. But Gastro's going to heal that off pretty nicely, so it's not really going to fear that too much. Here comes the Mawile. So the Septiles are going to go for the recovery, so they're going to keep that Gastrodon nice and healthy. Here comes the Rocks. So here comes a Scald right now. Scald's going to do a lot. No burn on the Mawile, and he does get knocked off. So there goes the helmet on the Gastro, which means he can't really deal with the Ace that well. But the Mawile's dead now, which is pretty good. Here comes the Urshifu. Urshifu's actually pretty threatening, especially with the webs up. But how's he going to come out of this? What's his play here? He's going to go for the Skull, so he's going to keep that Indeedee low. So, again, good play on the Septiles part. Here comes a Trick. Oh! That is really good. Yo, that is really good. So with the Gastron getting tricked, it can't recover. Or it can, but it's going to be locked into that one move. So indeed, he can get off some free damage and go for an Expanding Force, doing a lot to the Runerigus coming in. So Runerigus is going to get messed up. But the Indeed is going to die now to Toxic, but he chooses to keep it around. So rocks are now up. So the Sceptiles are going to get their rocks up now at turn 15. So this could help. And actually does help a lot because it keeps the ace low, and it also can break Sash on Slurpuff if there is a Sash. And also it can make sure that the Indeedee drops now after rocks. So this is still pretty good for them. So here comes a body press, not doing too much, and the burn is going to take it out. So Morpeko comes in here again, and it's not Boots Morpeko, so it must be maybe Choice Scarf or Bandit, maybe Bandit. Nice, good play. So the Quag is gone. Here comes the Urshifu, which could definitely take advantage of this, and it's going to bulk up too. Oh no, C-Bomb's coming again, but that's not going to do too much. He could definitely wall with the Clef though, at least, because Clef can definitely take this on if he's like defensive. But now Eric is down 2 mons. They're both even at this point, but the Indeed is gonna die to rocks now. Here comes a jab. That does a lot, but the Moonblast will knock out the Urshifu. So Urshifu's gone. So now it's down 3, and Eric is up by 4. But he has to deal with hazards and webs as well. So unless he has a heavy duty Bootsmon in the back, I don't see a way for him to really get out of this. But the ace is here now, and it's going to bulk up in its face. So Clef is going to die to a Pyro Ball right now. Here comes the Gastrodon, who could take Pyro plus Gunk Shot. So, oh, never mind. Does not take that well. It did not take that well at all. So Gastro's dead now. But on the bright side, the Rillaboom, if it has Grassy Surge, can take advantage of this. So here comes the Darm, and Darm's going to die to that. So that is really, really tough. The Rillaboom's in here. Is it Grassy Surge? It is not Grassy Surge. He missed. Oh no. So the ace is dead, but he has no terrain on the Rillaboom again. Come on, Eric. Come on, man. So the ace is dead. Which if it did not miss there, then this game would have been a wrap. But Eric still has a shot to come out of this. The Slurpuff seems to be just a utility kind of Slurpuff, so maybe it has Endeavor as well. But the Sash is broken now. The Indeed is gonna die to rocks plus Toxic. So it's literally all the Slurpuff left now. So how's it gonna come out of this? So yeah, it's gonna die now to Toxic. Oh, never mind, it doesn't die yet. It's gonna die now after the sack with the Clefable. Oh shit! What? Yo, this man thinks of everything. This man right here, Bible, thinks of everything. That is so cool. So now the Indeedee's healthy, and I think this game's over now just because of that aromatherapy. That was such a good play. So yeah, no terrain for Eric, and there goes the Rillaboom, and that is going to be the game. So a narrow victory for the Fire Nation. So they get their game here. So this should be 3-1, I think, for this should be 3-1 for the Fire Nation now. And Eric is, I think, 2-2. So that's gonna even him out. And yeah, that's gonna keep the him. Actually, no, I think he's no, wait, it is 2-2. He's 2-2. And yeah, the Fire Nation are now 3-1 here. So still a very, very close game. It definitely could have been close. Again, if his Rillaboom was Grassy Surge, then he definitely had a shot here, because he could have just Grassy Glided through the Indeedee, and he might have killed off the Slurpuff as well with the next one, since it seemed to be like an Endeavor kind of Slurpuff. Or maybe it was just like Yawn, Sticky Web, Magikarp, and then like Moonblast or something. Actually, I don't think this gets Moonblast, so it was probably just Gleam. But still, very close game here. It could have been a very close one. But that is going to be that for this game. So now let's move on to the second game, which is King Eevee, captain of the Farmington for Alligators, versus Helga, aka Gallade, captain of the captain of the Pennsylvania Phantoms. So looking at the matchup, Hackers look scary, but at the same time, though, the Phantoms team is looking pretty threatening as well, especially that Volk plus that Azumarill. Both of them could go crazy here. Especially the Azumarill. The Azumarill could just sweep, and once he gets rid of the Jellicent, which is not going to be hard for him since he has a couple ways to deal with it, in the Kyurem, the Vikavolt, and even the Mandibuzz. So he'll be able to deal with it. But yeah, I think King Eevee's gonna have a pretty tough game here. But if he can get rid of the Azumarill, then I think he'll be okay. He should be okay, cause the Haxor should be able to break through him. But let's see how he's gonna play this out. So turn 1, the Phantoms are gonna lead with the Vikavolt, and they're gonna lead with this. Oh shit! Hold up. Okay. So King Eevee said, "I'm taking out Amon right away." So okay. So turn 1, turn 1, the Feraligatrs are gonna get like a huge advantage. They're gonna knock out the Vikavolt. So if that Vikavolt had webs, then it's not gonna have webs anymore because it's dead. So here comes the Volcarona to put off some huge setup opportunities since the Porygon Z went for the Hyper Beam. So now he can take advantage of this. He could go for it again, but I don't think he should, because then he can take advantage of that again. Yeah, and he's gonna set up again. That's looking pretty tough, honestly. Because again, he's locked into this, and he could just keep doing it too. So he's gonna bring the Jellicent, which is gonna go for the sub again on the switch in. So now he's gonna go for the Flamethrower. That's gonna do not very much actually. So Scald will not break. Oh, actually that did. Whoa, how did that break? This Jellicent must be like pretty invested in special attack. Yeah, it's actually doing a lot. But he should break now. Oh, he's not gonna break. Okay, so yeah, the Jellicent's just gonna Flamethrower again, and it's still gonna live it. So Scald might break this time. Oh, it does break. So there goes the Volk. So Volk is going to take out the Jellicent, but he can revenge kill this with the Sneasel right now and go for the Ice Shard, which he is gonna choose to do. But the Azumarill comes in instead. So now the Phantoms can take advantage of this and can just set up in his face, and from that point, Jet can just go crazy. It doesn't even have to kill the Azumarill, since he does have other options. Like, he still has the Volcarona, which is healthy, and he still has Sucker Punching like Lycanroc. If I'm assuming it's Sucker Punch Lycanroc. But yeah, with the Sneasel coming in here, that just means that's free setup for him. So here comes the Bro, which is going to get liquidated, but that is pretty defensive, and he's gonna eat both Knock and that, and gonna get Quick Claw, or gonna get the Quick Claw knocked off. But he is gonna go for the Psychic to get Chip, and here comes a Slack Off. So now this Slowbro can definitely take Knock Off plus Liquidation. So I'm assuming the Azumarill must be like Specs. It might, or not Specs. It might be AV. The fact that it hasn't even set up yet. So. And it probably has Player Off as well. So yeah, that's not doing enough. And he can still Slack Off again. He goes for the Shell Sidearm. I don't really agree with that play. I think he could have just recovered there. Now if the Feraligatrs get another setup, or get the ability off and go for the Shell Sidearm here, then that's gonna be a dead Azumarill. Let's see if they get it. They do get it, and there goes the Azumarill. So Azumarill is dead. That's pretty huge, because now with Azumarill being gone, that's one Mon that had the potential to sweep him out the way, and that also means that his Sneasel is going to be more effective. Same with his Zera Aura against his whole draft, or against the rest of these remaining 3, since the Volcarona is pretty much dead. So here comes Mandibuzz. He is going to let it drop. So there goes the Bro, and comes the Zera Aura, which could definitely do some work right here. Here comes the Plasma Fist, and that is doing a lot. Jeez. Here comes the Foul Play. That does a lot back. He's lefties on that. That's interesting. Does he get the roll? He does not get the roll. So that is just going to recover here. And the Mandibuzz is going to be nice and healthy. So this is actually the first time I've seen Mandibuzz without heavy duty boots. So I guess he didn't really feel like he needed it, because King Eevee draft doesn't really have a lot of like hazard set up anyway. So I see he goes for the Plasma Fist again. He wants to get that roll, but he's not going to get it. He's going to keep roosting. You know, it's actually doing quite a bit. It did 52, then it did 56. Maybe he's Metronome. 56 again. Okay, so he's going to keep roosting. So if he gets the 56 roll again, actually no, he needs to get like higher than that. I feel like this might be Metronome. 50, okay, never mind. He's not going to get it. Well, actually, that's going to be a dead Zera Aura now. So Zera Aura is gone. But what King Eevee can do now is bring in the Sneasel and could definitely do some damage here. Now if this Kyurem is like Choice Scarf Kyurem, that could be a problem. But if he's also like Choice Scarf Haxorus, then he wins straight up. So let's see what happens. So here comes the Sneasel. So Sneasel can just knock off here. He goes for the Crash instead. I think Knock would have been better. Knock definitely would have killed there. Here comes the Lycanroc, who's gonna get crashed on. So now he's in range for the for Haxorus. So there goes the Sneasel. So King Eevee chooses to let that drop, and now it's pretty even at this point. Except it all depends on if this Haxorus is gonna be Choice Scarf or if it's gonna be Banded, or DD. If it's DD, then I think he still wins anyway. Because DD Haxorus can still outspeed the Kyurem. If this is actually Scale Shot, then he wins anyway as well. So let's see. What is he? He does get suckered. Is he Scale Shot? He's Outrage. Okay, then he's Choice Scarf. So the game is over then. Because he has to get the burn here. Oh, he's not. Wait, so he is Banded. Oh. Huh. Okay, then. Wait a minute. No, wait. The poor guys, he can still do it. Hold up. PZ could do it. Or Kyurem dies here. But I think he might be timid. Oh, he's not. He's modest. What? Oh, what? Okay, so this game is over then. Yeah, this game's over. GG. So, King Eevee, captain of the Farmington for Alligators, is going to take the dub from this game went by pretty quick. From Galate, captain of the Pennsylvania Phantoms. So this was a very fast-paced game. I did not think it'd be fast. It would be so fast-paced. But then again, like King Eevee's playstyle seems to be like just hit hard. That's pretty much that. So I mean, I understand, especially from the PZ and from the Haxorus. But still, Banded Haxorus hits so hard, even with it being burned. Like that Kyurem had no chance. So that is gonna be a dub there. But I'm surprised that this was actually like this was modest, or maybe it was just like no speed. But still, if he was faster, then he definitely would have had it here. Unless this actually was Choice Scarf or Jolly. This might have been Jolly then. Jolly Choice Band. Okay, so that's interesting though. But yeah, this was a very close game though. I mean, this could have been a very close game. But yeah, so King Eevee is going to go. I believe he's 2-2 now, and I think Helga, or Gallade, I think he's 2-2 as well. So yeah, that is going to be the match for this week. Now let's move on to the last match for week 4 of the Bushido Gang Draft League. So we have Edster, captain of the New Mexico Ludicolo, and then we have Helmy, captain of the Wisconsin Weezings. So looking at the matchup here, also, by the way, Ed did drop the Magearna for the Scizor. So Magearna, since he did get banned recently, is not. I pretty much told him that he had to drop it for something else. So he chose to go with Scizor for his OU pick, or for his OU drop. So looking at the matchup though, Ed has a pretty hard time, I think. Well, actually, not really. He's got Bro and he's got the Firewater Grass Core, which can kind of deal with most of his team. But still, he's got to deal with Ed has to deal with the Sand Core of Tar plus Drill, which could definitely be pretty strong against him. But let's see how he comes out of this. In terms of like how Helmy's gonna be doing this, definitely the Dragalge is gonna be very strong. Like Draco Meteor just dominates everything since he doesn't have a fairy anymore, or since he lost the Magearna. So yeah, Draco Meteor just dominates everything. So let's see how he's gonna play this out. So let's see. Here comes a Rapid Strike or Shifu for the Wisconsin Weezings, and here comes the Incineroar for the Ludicolo. Here comes a Yui on the Bro. So Yui's gonna get some chip on that. Here comes the Necrozma. So the Necrozma might be rocks. Oh, he gets sort of the helmet. Good play. So there goes the helmet on Bro. Gonna get the teleport off, and here comes the Incineroar. So he's probably gonna go for a knockoff of his own, or probably go for rocks. He goes for the Toxic. Okay, so he goes for the Parting Shot. So Necrozma's weakened. In comes the Skunk Tank, which could probably go for Corrosive Gas if he has it. So he could also he can remove the item. Let's see. He goes for the Nasty Plot. Oh, hold up. I mean, this doesn't really do much to Tar, so you can bring in the Virizion. Goes for the rocks. So now rocks are up, which is actually going to hurt Ed quite a bit. Unless he's got the heavy duty boost on the Incineroar, and same with the Braviary. But let's see what happens here. Gonna go for the SD. Okay, goes for a T-Wave. So okay, so Helmy's gonna be bringing a more like utility based T-Tar. So you might have Foul Play. Let's see. Foul Play won't do that much to Virizion though. I guess he's not. It comes from the Necrozma, which is gonna come in on a paralyzed Virizion. So Necrozma could go for the Photon Geyser, which he chooses to, and that is going to do. Oh my god, that crit. Oh, that's pretty tough for Ed. So here comes the Skunk Tank. Skunk Tank's gonna get chipped by rocks. Here comes the Nasty Plot or Dark Pulse to do a crit right back. Here comes the knockoff, getting rid of the Life Orb. So Skunk Tank is not gonna be doing as much damage, and then comes the Tar to take the DP, which he's actually gonna go for the Nasty Plot instead. So he's probably gonna try and get a burn on this if he goes for the Flamethrower, which he does choose to. Doesn't do any damage. And there goes the Skunk Tank. So Tar is going to take that Mon out. So 2 crits in a row so far, which is, pretty crazy. So in comes the Incineroar, which is going to be Boots. In comes the Necrozma. So he's going to let that get chipped by the Iron Head damage. But Necrozma is going to be able to still, I think, outspeed this as well. So you can go for the Moonlight to keep this thing healthy. Not going to do too much, though. And there goes the Necrozma. So Necrozma's going to drop. But now Drill can come in here for free and can definitely do some work. So he actually goes Urshifu instead. So he's going to bring in the Braviary, who's going to get Surging Striked. So there goes the Braviary getting chipped very quickly. Now he can bring in the Bro, but he's going to let the Braviary drop. So there goes the Braviary. And comes the Scissor, which is going to get knocked out, or going to take a lot of damage from the Surging Strike. 17, 19. He's going to go for the SD. Okay, so he goes for the SD, but Bullet Punch won't do enough to that. It's just going to drop here to the Surging Strike, and there goes the Scizor. So it looks like a pretty overall commanding victory for the Weezings. Here comes the Yui. Bro's gonna get chipped. Here comes the Dragalge to go for the Draco. Comes the Slack off here, but it's not gonna do too much. And there goes the Wave. Wave's gonna do a lot. Here comes the Scald, and I think Ed pretty much gave up at this point. So yeah, there goes the Bro, and the Incineroar is just gonna drop to the Wave as well, since he can't really do much to this. So yeah, this is pretty much a wrap up, or this is just gonna be a wrap for this game. Knockoff comes in, gonna chip off the Thwacky. He could go for the fire move now and kill this off, but he still has the Tar, which can take. Also, he's gonna get faked out as well. So Incineroar's getting like very slowly chipped by Toxic and everything else. Goes for the Yui, and now in comes the T-Tar to take every hit from Incineroar. So Flare Blitz is not gonna do too much, and Toxic plus sand damage will be able to almost knock him out here, but he is going to recover from the health, or from the thing. Here comes the Iron Head, and Dragalge is not going to take that, or is going to take that pretty well, and that is going to be the game, since he's going to drop to the taunting damage. So overall, a pretty rough game for the Farmington, or almost, oh, I'm so sorry, for the New Mexico Ludicolo. It was really tough for them to break through. Again, Dragalge in general was just going to put on so much pressure for him, since, again, he did lose. He doesn't have Magirne anymore, so he's on, like, an even playing level with everybody else. So in terms of, like, ways to really deal with Dragalge, he only had to really work with the Skunk Tank and probably the Scizor. And also the Incineroar, if it was, like, more of a Spadef kind of variant. But even if it was, it still would have got chipped very quickly by Draco Meteor. And also, you still had to worry about Drill as well, which definitely like threatened his whole draft, or threatened his whole team here anyway. But yeah, those crits back to back definitely hurt him too. I don't know how much that Photon Geyser crit mattered, but still, that is gonna be pretty tough. And same with the I don't think the Stone Edge crit mattered. I think this was gonna drop anyway, since he was an offensive Skunk Tank. But yeah, that is going to be that for week 4. So Helmy, captain of the Wisconsin Weezings, are going to go, I believe, 3-1 now, or no, actually I think they're even now. I think it should be 2-2 for them. Ed is going to be 2-2, so everyone at this point is pretty much like even at this, is pretty much even, except for I think Eric. I think Eric might be 2-3. Wait, no, not 2-3. It's or 1-3. I might be wrong about that. I think he might be 1-3. But again, I could be very wrong. It's either 1 and 3 or he's 2 and or he's 2 and 2. But again, like I said, pretty much everyone is even at this point except for DMX, and I also believe Bible as well. But yeah, that is going to be that for this week of the draft league. So I still want to finish this off by going over the picks, or going over the drops that happened. So Bible chose to drop, I believe it was Gothitelle for Mawile. Ed dropped the Magirna for the Scizor. Helmy did not drop anything. Helga did not drop anything. DMX did not drop anything. I actually dropped Copper for Keldeo, and King Eevee dropped Phalanx for Girder. So going over these drops, I think Mawile is actually a really good pick for Bible, because that not only gives him a Steel and Fairy type, but it also gives him a Rocker, an Intimidator, a Mon that has Sheer Force, so he could take advantage of that what's it called, of that secondary effect and get off some stronger damage, like stronger player of stronger Ice Punches, or Ice Fang, or no, Ice Punches and Thunder Punches and Fire Fangs. But yeah, it's actually pretty funny as Sableye and Mawile, you know, two of the mons that you could get in Ruby and Sapphire, but you only get one of them depending on which version you get. But so I find that kind of funny. But yeah, still, these are pretty interesting though. Very interesting mon. Again, gives him a Rocker, which I don't think he even had initially. So yeah, he actually didn't have a Rocker before. So Mawile is actually a really good pick for him. So I gives him a Rocker now. Now with Ed dropping Magirna, that does give him a much weaker draft, but at the same time, Scizor is still pretty effective as being a sweeper in the late game. So if he could take advantage of that and get some like hatchers going, then Scizor could be pretty dangerous later on. He could also make a Choice Bandit too. He could do some crazy stuff with Scizor. Scizor has a lot of stuff going on for it. But still, again, I did say that he had to drop the Magirna since it did get banned. And also, again, going back to Bible, he did have to get rid of, or I did make him use Blaze and Cinderace instead of using the Libero one. Which with Blaze, Cinderace can still be pretty effective even without its hidden ability. So he doesn't really like lose too much. So yeah, but still, Ed lost a lot of power from Magirna, which again had too many like options anyway. And again, beforehand, it should not have been in this league anyway. So again, that was my fault allowing him to keep them on initially when we first started the league. But yeah, so that is going to be his drop. So now for me, I dropped Copper for Keldeo. So I dropped Copper because honestly, well, for one, there's only 3 weeks left of the whole, or actually 2 weeks now, since while I'm recording this is actually week 5. But there's actually like 2 weeks left of the regular season. So I felt like I needed more power instead of just having like a wall. And also, Copper really didn't do much, especially in the last game I had against King Eevee. I just felt like, you know what, Copper really isn't gonna cut it. It's just it really didn't do much for me throughout this whole like draft. Like I pretty much have been relying on Rain plus Hail for the most part. So Copper really hasn't done much, and also like Trick Room as well. But even then, like that was still pretty rough to even get Copper to do something for me, which is why Machamp was just a better option for me anyway. But yeah, Keldeo under Rain is very threatening. Like nobody from any of these drafts really wants to take a Specs Keldeo in the Rain. Like, except for maybe DMX's Toxapex. That's the only one that can really take it. Everyone else doesn't really take a pump in the Rain from this mon. So Keldeo is very, very threatening. So I'm pretty glad with the mon I picked up. There's a lot of other things I could do with Keldeo as well, but I'm just gonna leave that up to y'all, up to you guys' imagination. So lastly, King Eevee dropped Phalanx for Girder. Now, honestly, he hasn't even used Phalanx this whole time, and Phalanx in draft isn't really that great in my opinion. So I think Girder's actually a really good pick for him because that gives him a Defogger. It gives him a Gutsmon as well, so he has a mon that could take status and then be able to just take advantage of that and just bulk up and do some other stuff too. So overall, this is actually a really good pick for him. It also has access to knockoff too, so he can knock off items. He can Mach Punch things too, and Again, just gives him a lot of options. So Girder is a very solid pick for him. I like this Mon. So yeah, overall, that pretty much covers this week's games and the drops. So yeah, I'm actually deciding on if I want, or for the finals, for the semifinals and for the finals of the draft league, if or for the playoffs, for the playoffs, if there should be like more drops, if you guys want to still like drop something or whatever. I'm still deciding on that. I'm not too sure though, but again, there's only 2 weeks left of the regular season. So in terms of like where everyone is right now, actually let me update this now since I'm here. So yeah, so Fire Nation is 3-1 now. Ed is now 2-2, so he's 2-2 like I said. And the Weezings are 2-2 now, so they're 2-2. And the Phantoms are now 2-2 as well. And the Dubai Dragapults is their first loss. So like I said, the Fire Nation and the Dragapults are now even. And also I am now 2-2 since again the Dragapults forfeit for this week. And yeah, he actually is 3-3 or 1-3. So Eric's got to step it up. And the Feraligators are now even now, or even now. So there we go. So these are the this is pretty much the ratings for this week now, or for week 4. So as you can see, pretty much like the Dragapults and the Fire Nation are even at this point, and everybody else is just like 2-2. And again, the Subtitles got to catch up, man. They got to catch up. But that is pretty much going to cover all the matches and everything that happened this week. So if you guys did enjoy this breakdown, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord Bushido Gang, and subscribe for some more content on the channel. Also follow me on my Pokeamino and check out my Spellground profile. All those links will be down in the description on this. So in terms of like where the semifinals will be going, it's going to be like the top 4 people that make it. So again, if everybody can get, or if the players can get like, I think above 4 wins, or actually no, well I think it's like, I'm still deciding, it should be like, well again, if they can get above 4 wins, then that pretty much qualifies them for finals. So so yeah, so again, for people that are like 2-2, they gotta go 4-2 for them to qualify for finals. While the Fire Nation and the Dragapults, I think they could go like maybe 1 more loss and then they're good. So so yeah, again, that covers everything. So peace out, y'all. Be safe, wash your hands, and I will see you for week 5. Peace.